Well, good morning, everybody. This is the Outlaw Hatfield. Been up for quite a while this morning, trying to get my bearings, of course. Got the coffee. It hopefully is going to be a good day. I ain't been awake too long, and I've already got a viewer out there, which is surprising. I'm not sure who you are, but whoever ye might be, good morning to you. I'm still trying to get everything set up here. Now I've got 3 watching. And you people are up either real early or real late. I haven't made up my mind. Good morning, Fine 8. Scott. William, how are you, sir? And as usual, I will be posting the link to the Hangouts over on the Gun Channel side. So if anybody would like to jump in, you are more than welcome. And yes, that includes monkeys. I know there's an ape hanging around out there, so. And just to be nice, I'll throw it out on the YouTube side. I used to do that all the time, and then I started getting some undesirables showing up. Hey, John, how are you, sir? But yes, it's early in the morning. I've got my coffee. I had a donut this morning when I woke up. So, as far as the guns part, I've got 2 of them real close. Then again, I've always got a couple of guns real close. Just in case, you know what I mean? So, links are out there, guys. Jump on in if you'd like to. I would be more than happy to have you on. Hey, that's the best way to start a day right there, is a good cup of coffee. And I'm too lazy to wait for a coffee maker. I use tap water and instant. That first cup has to come in real quick. I'm pretty good, John. I'm off today, so they have given me a break from selling freedom for a day. That is not something that happens often. Oh, coffee always has its moments. I don't see how people survive without the stuff, honestly. I truly do not understand how a person can go through their mornings without a cup of coffee. When I wake up, I stumble through the house, bump into shit and everything else. But after I get a few drinks in me, I'm okay. I don't know. I don't mind having Mondays off. In fact, I'd rather enjoy having a day during the week off instead of the weekend. if I decide to go to the shooting range or go fishing or whatever, it's never that crowded. Everybody else is at work. And at this point, that's still a very good secret to keep, so shh. I want everybody else to keep their little 9 to 5s Monday through Friday. Because as long as they're doing that, on my days off, I can go have fun and not have to worry about crowds. So, fine, Ape, how is your weekend? Did you do anything fun? Did you get to go out and do some shooting? And apparently he decided to take a nap in his chair last night. Huh. What time did Midnight Show end? 3 this morning? The Queen movie. Uh, uh, Bohemian Rhapsody. I want to see that. Was it any good? Uh, and what is this I hear about you ordering magazines off of Classic? If you want magazines, you should be ordering them from this place called Palmetto State Armory. You really should. I'm sure there are people that would be more than happy to sell you whatever it is you need to buy. And nobody tells Sarge, but yesterday I actually sold 3 Glocks. Was not happy about it, of course, but I did it. I tried to convince them to go with a CZ, but they were insisting on Glocks, so I sold them Glocks. Guys at work are constantly telling me that I need to buy a Glock. How wonderful the Glocks are. Uh, they're slowly realizing just how anti-Glock I really am. Tokarev mags. Yeah, those you're probably not going to find at PSA. Unless Magpul suddenly starts making them, which I doubt. But I honestly don't see why not. They make everything else. Beaver tail backstrap on your Gen 419. Ugh. Dude, that's just that. No, 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 no. Just no. God. Just buy yourself a 1911 and be done with it. They've got a couple of those at work that I would love to have, by the way. They've got a Colt Delta Elite sitting in one of the cases that I just keep drooling over. It got so bad at one point I was told to stop fondling the 10 millimeter. Oh. Hey, my cousin's a special case. Leave him alone, okay? He's the only person I've ever seen in my life to have to get stitches from trying to clean a 1911 without getting shot, of course. Hey, Vandalistica, how are you, sir? Shouldn't you be in bed? It's what, 8, 9 o'clock at night over in Australia? Yeah, that was one of the big conversations they were having last night or yesterday at work. We was talking about 1911s, and there was this general consensus that for what you're getting for the money, you're not going to beat the SR 1911s. They're great guns. You're getting quite a bit of the upgraded stuff for, you know, less than $900. So and here lately, I've been thinking about a 9 millimeter 1911. I don't know why. I just been running around in my brain for a little while. Just thinking about a 4-inch commander style 9 millimeter 1911. I'm thinking it'd be a pretty good carry gun. See, now, Drucifer, that is good thinking. I like it when somebody thinks like that. Getting rid of a Glock to buy an FNX 45. Yes, do it. You can never go wrong. Good morning, Gary. How are you, sir? Gary, if you've got a little time and you'd like to jump in here, I will put the link out there for you, buddy. So you should have been up 2 hours ago to be ready for work. If I know I have to be at work at like 10 a.m., I'm normally up at 7. I like having plenty of time before I go to work to, have coffee in me, take my time, get dressed. I cannot stand rushing around in the morning. It drives me nuts. Hey, Inside, how are you, sir?
Hey, Ellis.
Hey, Gary, how you doing, buddy? Oh, Tony, I thought you was Gary.
I was going to say, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
That's all good. Time change and all's got everybody fucked up.
Yeah, well, in my hours, it don't really affect me much. Tony, how you doing, son?
I seem to be fully functional, but it's a little early to tell yet.
Well, you're breathing. You're on this side of the grass, so.
Yeah, think so. I make sure I ain't dead. Nobody just told me yet.
Well, there's proof. You're in here with me. Oh, I guess you've been up since 4 o'clock this morning.
4 o'clock your time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is fairly early for me, grant you, but I'm here.
It's fairly typical for me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I normally wake up about 7 a.m. There's Gary.
Don't you people have anything to do?
Well, that's a stupid goddamn question. Of course not.
It's too early to do anything. What the hell are you talking about?
Good God, 5 o'clock in the morning. I was on a chat when I went to bed, and I'm on a chat when I get up. I tell you.
You know,
Hey, that's why we are here.
I have a 3D printer in the back seat of my Suburban to put together for my daughter today. Someday.
That should be fun.
I don't know why the hell they expect me to assemble all this friggin' technology.
Because you're dad and that's your job.
Yeah.
Or at least I think that's the way they see it.
That and the kids love that money.
I believe I'm going to print me a 3D gun while I'm putting this sumbitch together and testing it, though.
Hell, I would.
Well, there you go.
I have the plans for that first one, so hey.
That Liberator?
Yep.
Well, you do that and just don't blow your finger off when you pull the trigger the first time.
Oh, I would never shoot it. I'd just do it to have it.
I almost bought your gun this weekend, Ellis.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Well, they had one of them Hatfield shotguns in at Walmart when I was in there on Saturday.
I don't know if I'd trust that or not, Gary. I'm just
got turkey on it.
I'm just being honest with you guys. I will be right back. Y'all hold down the fort. I gotta get some more go-go juice.
If you watch the Hatfields and McCoy's miniseries, the Hatfields seem to be pretty good with guns.
You know what I'm talking about there, Tony?
Nope.
There is a $99 shotgun you can buy at Walmart. It's a single shot breakover that folds, and it's made in Turkey by T-Sauce, but it's sold under the brand name of Hatfield. That's why I was giving him hell about it being his shotgun, because it says Hatfield on the side of it.
They offered that thing in 410.
Yes, they do.
I may have to go buy one.
They had one. I stopped at the one Walmart where my daughter lives, and they had the 12. I didn't buy it because it was finished kind of rough. The rim of the barrel wasn't even, and it had a nick or two on it from them dinking with it, so I didn't buy it. But then I stopped at another one on my way home, and I'll be damned if they didn't have the 410. If it wasn't for the fact I didn't already own a 410 single shot breakover, I would have bought it. But I don't need two of them, I don't think.
I just need to get one for the grandkids. Start out with shotgun on.
Well, $99 ain't too bad.
I don't much give a shit how it looks. I mean, it's not going to look good for long anyway.
No. Do they have rifles? Do they have 22s?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought all of them. Cricket 22.
You just make sure and tell them get ready, because this one's going to fight you a little bit.
They'll figure it out.
I forgot I hadn't shot a shotgun in about 5 years. And I was out with one of my 410s one day. I was telling them, I said, yeah, this first time they'd ever shot a shotgun, I said, it's a 410. It don't kick that much. So I took a shot with it before I handed it to them. It's like, shit, this kicks a lot more than I remember it kicking.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no 12 gauge, but it still kicks.
I remember the first time I took my 12 gauge out after, God, 20 years. I hadn't shot the thing. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, 3 shots and I'm done. Fucking arms black and blue the next day.
Yeah. I forgot back in the day when I used to hunt with my dad, that was always with a hunting jacket that had the padded pockets or the padded, upper on it where it would pad your shoulder a little bit.
Well, yeah, I did this in summertime. I was in a friggin' t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And I went out hunting with it once, and I fired it at a squirrel, and I didn't even notice it kicking.
Shit, I have not shot my 12 gauge. It's been over 5 years again. I'd probably have to bruise myself all over.
I wouldn't do it without a coat on.
That was back when I lived out in the country. I've been in the city for quite a while, so it's not like the old days we used to. If you wanted to go play with a shotgun, you could just drive a couple miles out in the country and nobody'd bother you if all you was doing was shooting some cans or something like that. But now, shit, somebody hears a gun going off within 2 miles of their house, they call the county sheriff. People wasn't paranoid back in the 70s.
Yeah. I'm fortunate. I can still go out to where I worked, which is 5 miles away, and I can throw some sporting clays there if I want to, or shoot handguns, but it's not really a fitting spot for a rifle other than rimfire.
That's a hell of it. Where I work, they have a firing range, but they They only let security use it. They won't let the rest of the employees use it. Of course, they build it for their security force.
We've always shot at work. I mean, not very often, but it's been hell since we built the place. We shot out there when we wanted to sight in guns and stuff.
Well, I work at a nuclear power plant, and the NRC kind of frowns on live ammunition being used unless it's highly controlled.
Hell, they don't let anybody carry a gun in those except for the rent-a-cops.
Oh, we have our own force. They're not rental. They're full-time employees.
Right, yeah, but I meant they were...
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, yeah, and up until a few years ago when they passed a state law saying they had to, they wouldn't let you bring a gun on site into the parking lot, but the state of Kansas said you can't make that illegal now. So they have to let us through the gates with them.
Shit, they don't us here. That's the only place in this state you're not allowed to have a gun anywhere on property is nuclear.
They told us, they said, now you've got to have that thing stored when you get to the front gate. Have it in your glove box or something where we can't see it. But if we say we need to search your vehicle, make sure and declare that you've got a gun in there. But we can't do anything about it.
Well, there you go. At least they're telling you can carry one. You know, you can have it in your car at least.
Yeah, they can't legally stop you here in this state.
I really didn't raise a hell of a lot of hell about the not being able to carry at a nuclear facility because I don't fucking ever intend to go to one.
Well, I ain't worried about the facility because inside the facility we've got an armed security staff, but out in that parking lot, you never know what kind of nuts are out there.
Was it a public parking lot, Gary, or is it?
No, it's not public.
Well, then how in the hell is anybody going to get in there? The idiots you're talking about are idiots you work with. Well,
yeah, and during outages and stuff like that, we have a bunch of contract staff come in and help work. They're not too happy when they get laid off and stuff like that. They have been known to wait for people out in the parking lot.
Well, you just tell them next time that they give you a hassle that you know the Outlaw and Tony. They'll leave you alone. They'll leave you alone. And if that don't work, tell them you know the tactical leprechaun. That always scares them.
A night strike, because you never know where he's going to shoot. So.
Well, you don't want to be around Night Strike when he's shooting. The best place to be if Night Strike's got a gun is right in front of him. Because that's the only place the bullet won't be going.
He better not be listening because he'll get on here.
I don't care.
Well, he was the one that was silly enough to post his piss poor shooting on fucking line.
It'd be okay. Insight, why don't you jump on in here? I know you ain't doing nothing else important. I ain't talked to you in a while.
I'm going to be quite honest with you, gentlemen. I need to jump out. I just wanted to jump in and say hi. And I'll listen in for the rest of the morning as I get ready and as I drive to work. How about that?
Well, we certainly appreciate you there, Gary. You have a good day, my friend.
All right, you too. Don't work too hard. I'm going to try not to.
And don't come back glowing.
Do my best. All right. Bye, guys.
Good night, Gary. Good day.
Good day.
Shit, man, I was at a range and actually handed Night Strike several guns.
Did he actually shoot them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, see. Did he hit anything? That's the question.
There wasn't really anything to hit. I mean, just backstop, wasn't shooting at targets, just shooting the guns.
Oh, well. It's kind of hard to miss a backstop, I guess.
There might have been a steel down there. I don't remember now. I wasn't really paying that much attention.
You was just happy to be pulling the trigger?
I didn't shoot once.
Really? Huh.
Too goddamn cold.
Yeah, well. Uh, yeah, see, this is why I like working at Palmetto. I don't have to worry about freezing my balls off to go shooting anymore. I get off work, I just walk to the back, go in and start blasting away, which is what I did last week.
That's cool, man. My range has got indoor heated.
You know, well, they have just got done upgrading everything that were the shooting range at work. They got new lights in, they've got new backstops. They've upgraded it so you can shoot anything up to and including 30-06. Keep in mind, it's only like a 21-yard range. So, but
With a little bit of math, you can do it sight in 30-06, 21 yards.
yeah, no. That's what I'm gonna do with my ARs. I'm gonna take them out there and get them sighted in at 20. So that should put me pretty good at maybe 90 yards. Chances of me ever having to take a shot past that slim to none.
That 20 yards is pretty good for 22 also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Squirrel hunting, that is. I mean, you rarely ever get more than 20-yard shots, so.
Well, that's one of the things I was thinking about doing as soon as I get that 22 is taking it out there and I'm gonna buy probably either a cheap scope or a cheap red dot and throw it on there. One or the other, maybe both.
I have Simmons. I think they're 3.9 mag scopes, 22 mag, or I don't know what the fuck they're on. Without taking one out of the case and looking. I know they're 3x9 Simmons.
Oh, Simmons makes good glass.
For what I do with them, they're perfectly
Adequate.
fine. Oh yeah.
Well, so that's the thing. There's no reason to spend $400 on glass for a 22 that you're intending to just go out and hunt with. If you're target shooting, yeah, I could see a little more. But just to be out there hunting.
Well, when you consider your range is probably not ever going to be more than 25 yards, you don't need a hell of a lot of glass in it.
No. There's not really a whole lot of sense to it either. I mean, and as for me, I'm not going to be out there, trying to take 100-yard shots with a 22.
I only really have scopes on my hunting gun so I can adjust them to my eyes so I can see. Otherwise, I'd use open sights.
The first deer I've ever killed in my life, first several, was with iron sights. Never bothered with a scope. Didn't need one. Now that I'm older, that's changed a bit, but my eyes ain't what they used to be.
No, that's it. Usually, though, when you see deer, it's either breaking daylight or sunset. So scopes can suffer if it's too damn dark.
Good night, Fine Ape. You have a good day, brother. Sleep well. That's pretty bad. We're just waking up and he's just going to bed.
Well, that's the boon of working third shifts.
Yep.
I used to like to work thirds back before they had the whole 24-hour day Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
You get up and go to the store when everybody else is working.
I used to love working thirds. It was quiet. You didn't have to deal with a whole lot of people. You didn't have to deal with most of the bullshit. And then
The bullshit usually transpired on third shift where I worked, but still, it wasn't that big of a deal. But when they started stretching it out to 12 hours at night every fucking day, and then it went to 16 hours, got to where I didn't want to work at all.
Yeah, seriously. I will say this, one of the best schedules I ever had at any job. I worked 3 days a week. I worked Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And Saturday and Sunday was both 16-hour shifts. And then Sunday or Monday was an 8-hour shift. And I had the rest of the week off, do whatever the hell I wanted to do. I loved it.
Well, my last job was probably the best as far as hours go, because my boss said, I don't give a shit when you work. If you want to come in here at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's fine by me, just so long as the work gets done.
Yeah, okay.
So I normally work from 6 till 3.
You know, I know. Go ahead.
It gave me 2 hours of being absolutely by myself to get shit done that I needed to get done and not be bothered.
Well, that's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You know, I really can't complain about some of the schedules I've had working. I had another job when I worked 7 on and 7 off. 7 days straight you worked, and you had 7 days off, and you got paid for both weeks. So 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then you were off for 7. And I love that schedule, man. That was another good one.
When my kids were in school and we were trying to put together money to buy vehicles and shit, there were several years that I worked the harvest at the elevator after work, and then I worked security at the hospital on weekends. So I was working every fucking day, and it was all right. I mean, it was money. I wore myself down to I couldn't fucking do it now.
I probably could. I just wouldn't want to. I just would not want to. I had years and years of those 12 and 16-hour shifts, dude, and I just don't want no more of it.
The security gig at the hospital was nothing. I mean, you're just there. At that elevator, you could be on the end of a shovel for several hours at a time.
William, as far as I know, we are going to have a Black Friday sale. I can't tell you what's going to be on sale because I have no clue. But if it's anything like last year, it's going to be pretty good. It's 3 weeks from Thanksgiving, and yesterday I got no less than 4 phone calls talking about a Black Friday sale. I was like,
well, lots of people started advertising their Black Friday sale last week. They were going to do it for 3 extra weeks or some shit like that, I suppose.
What do y'all want to have on sale for Black Friday? Well, we don't know yet. It's not been announced. And I'm not allowed to talk about it anyway. Even if I knew, I couldn't tell you.
I was kind of happy that my particular business did never do that.
It's a pain in the rear because you got your normal stock to put out, and then you got the Black Friday stock to put out. And the Friday stock all has to have special prices on it.
Our big thing was end of year. Last 2 weeks in December, first 2 weeks in January, because everybody'd want to fit shit in on either last year's taxes or they wanted to start early on this year's taxes. And we were usually busier than fuck for a month with that shit. No sales though.
Yeah, it is getting that time of year, and I guess we're going to be having a big Christmas sale this year too. So
We could, there was a specific tax loophole for farmers that they could buy an item for up to January 15th and put it on last year's business. So we had a lot of that kind of bullshit go on. None of that really affected me except for doing the work required to get them connected to their new trailer and out.
So are you buying the grandchildren guns for Christmas this year, Tony?
No, I did
No?
last year. I'm buying them all one of those camp knives with fork and spoon all in one unit and a multi-tool.
Oh, there you go. Any particular brand of multi-tool?
Probably Gerber if I can afford it.
Gerber's good stuff, dude. I love Gerber. Leatherman's good. I ain't got to complain about Leatherman. I just prefer the way that the Gerber tools, those especially those one-handed ones, open. You know, it makes it real simple. If you got your other hand tied up doing something, holding something, you need a knife real quick, smack, you got it open.
No, I got a Gerber that's 25 years old. That's still perfectly good condition.
Well, they're built like tanks.
Yeah, it's still tight. The blade's still fairly sharp, and I don't know that I've ever sharpened the damn thing. I don't use it much.
I am constantly using mine. I mean, there's not a day goes by I'm not using it for something. And it might just, be to open a box or something, but
I think I got it in my range bag now.
well, that'd come in handy. Tighten a bolt here, screw there. Speaking of range bags, I got to get my guns out and clean them. Like I said, I did some shooting last week, and I still ain't bothered to clean the damn things.
I've got two of the grandkids' guns here, and I cleaned them and oiled them up. And one of the other two grandsons, he spent the day with me Saturday, and I cleaned his gun up. Too fucking foggy to go hunting.
Insight said he bought his son a Heritage Rough Rider 22 for Christmas. Those are nice little 22 pistols, dude.
Yeah, they're all right. I got two of them.
I had a girlfriend that had one. She slept with it under her pillow. But those are nice. The only 22 I am in possession of, or will be in the possession of in the near future, is that Ruger 1022 that I've got on layaway. So that would be the only 22 I own, and the only reason I bought it is because somebody gave me a shit ton of ammunition for one.
I have never really liked that 1022.
I've never owned one. I've shot several of them. I like them, but this is the first one I can actually say that I've ever bought and owned. Now I do have a Savage. I think it's a Savage 22, and it's in Georgia with my brother-in-law and sister.
I've owned 3 or 4 of them. I don't care for the way the gun mounts at all.
Well, this one sort of looks like an old 30 carbine. It's designed to look like that. And I seen it and I was like, okay, I'm looking for a 1022. I love the old 30 carbines. So I jumped on it. And this one's actually got a pick rail on it. Why they would do that, I have no clue, but I said, why not?
People want to hang shit on it. I got nothing against the 1022. I think they're a perfectly fine gun. I don't care for them myself.
Well, see, that's the way I am with Glocks. I know they're great guns. I know they work. I know they're dependable and reliable. They're just not for me. I just don't like the grip angle. I cannot stand the way they feel in my hand.
I'm the same way.
There's just certain manufacturers of weapons out there that I just do not have an appeal for. Will not buy. And like I said earlier, the guys at work are constantly telling me I need to buy a Glock. Need to buy a Glock. Need to buy a Glock. Why do I need to buy a Glock? There are plenty of other firearms out there that's just as good, if not better, than a Glock.
Well, I, for one, don't need a shitload of handguns to carry.
No. Well, I can see carrying 1 or 2 maybe at a given time, but any more than that. But with that being said, I intend to buy a few more. Just in case I decide I want to carry something other than that shield or my GP 100. And yes, for anybody that's asking, I do carry the GP 100. Particularly when I'm going to the woods or going fishing. I want something a little bigger than a 9mm, and that 357 pretty much covers it. And no, Tony, I do not own a 44 Magnum.
Well, it's not for everybody.
Oh, well. Oh, one of these days I might. Maybe a 29 or Red Hawk. Of course, I'd go with a 4-inch over a 6 or 8.
Well, my thing with the 44 Magnum and why I have so many is because I was trying to use just one round for the stuff I was doing. It doesn't work out that way.
Yeah. Well, that's like a guy came in yesterday talking about wanting to buy a 380 because that's what he carried, and he figured that, if his wife bought one of the carry guns, she'd get a 380, and they could both just, they'd have ammunition for both guns instead of having to buy different ammunition for every gun. I was like, that's reasonable thinking, except for one thing. It's a 380.
Would you stand there and let somebody shoot you in the chest with one?
I wouldn't stand there and let nobody shoot me in the chest with a BB gun. Believe me, I've been shot with BB guns. That shit hurts. So, no, I don't want to be shot with anything.
I got no problem carrying my Phoenix 22 pistol. I don't feel underarmed with that thing. It's a gun.
Well, this is true. If you put the bullet where it needs to be, it'll do its job. I do not disagree with that assessment at all, Tommy.
The only reason I never wanted a 380 is because I didn't want another set of fucking dies to pinch my fingers on, because I pinched my fingers doing 9mm enough.
Well, I don't know enough about reloading to know what that's like, so I can imagine that it sucks.
Every once in a while, you'll get a little piece of brass stuck on the shell holder, and the shell won't want to go in the die, so you reach up there to get the shell started in the die or case, and just as you push it up in there, you just mash your damn finger. Then you take the shell holder off, clean it, get that fucking piece of brass out of it, so you can not have to put your fingers there.
How many years have you been reloading?
Jesus Christ, 25, 30.
Wow.
Now, there was a long period of that I wasn't doing anything with guns.
Because you didn't own them, or because you just didn't have time?
I didn't own any. I didn't have time to go looking for them. Wasn't using them for anything. I've never been a big handgun guy. I mean, I bought handguns like the long-barreled Heritage to hunt with, or Browning Bookmark to hunt with and compete with. But my first centerfire handgun was it's 38 Special. I bought that for work. And then I bought a 9mm Ruger P95 DC, which I really liked. But I never shot it enough to even consider buying dies for it.
Ruger's always made pretty decent product, man. I mean, I hear a lot of people complain about Ruger this, Ruger that, but as far as function and reliability, to me, they're right up there with one of the top gun makers in the world. They make tanks. They work. They might not be the most aesthetically appealing guns, but they are beautiful. They are workhorses. They do their job.
Ruger stands behind their shit as good as anybody, if not better.
Well, that's, I've got two Rugers right now, the GP100 and my 1911, and I ain't never had a single issue with either of them. So, and I put a lot of rounds through both.
God, I got 5.
Oop, alarm's going off. Telling me it's time to get up for work. I don't know why I bother sitting that damn thing, because I'm always up, 5:30, 6 o'clock anyway.
Well, there's always that off one time.
Yeah, exactly. That you actually oversleep for an hour.
I got 5 Rugers here, and they're all handguns.
Mm-hmm. Revolvers.
3 revolvers and 2 semis.
Yeah. I like Ruger. I always have. I've never complained about any Ruger I've ever owned, particularly the ones I own now. So.
I've not had the luck with the rifles like I have the handguns. I bought a high-end bolt action 22, and it wasn't that great out of the box. I mean, the gun looked good and it functioned well, but it wasn't that damned accurate. And I wasn't about to take the time to go through every bit of 22 ammo I could find to find one that worked. Now, when I had a Marlin here that worked already.
There you go. They've got this buck market work that is a beautiful, beautiful gun. And I've the only 22 pistol I've ever had experience with was my mom's high standard. And I seen that one yesterday, and I was like, you know what? That might be something just to be fun to have and plink with. A little 22.
They are. I had a buck mark. Hell, I used it to hunt with. It was accurate enough, and the sights were good, and my eyes were good back then. Hell, it was perfectly accurate.
But I'm considering it. Maybe at some point in the near future, picking one up.
I can't remember what the hell it was. Now, it was a stainless steel gun. It had that bull barrel on it, and I think the barrel was 7 or 8 inches long. It was a pretty good sized gun. But it had good sights on it that were pretty easy to get. And of course, when I got sick with my heart problems, I sold all my guns off, but just a couple.
And now you're buying them back.
Well, I didn't buy a buck mark, but I did buy a Ruger Mark II 2245.
There you go. Got one of those at work too. And it's actually a very nice little pistol. Now we got a competition 22 sitting in a case that, man, that son of a bitch is absolutely gorgeous. And it's a Ruger.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta refill my cup.
You take your time, sir. We ain't going anywhere in the next little while anyway. We will be right here. Well, hello, Scott. How are you, sir?
Oh, just getting ready to head out for work.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you for this little while.
Yeah, it takes me about half an hour to get to work.
I remember
getting a new phone last night. Still trying to get it all freaking set up.
It normally takes 2 or 3 days to remember what you had on the old phone to put it on the new one.
Oh no, all that shit transferred. It's called trying to remember all the different passwords.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because the passwords didn't fucking transfer.
This is why I use the same password for everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to this time around.
The only problem I have with that is my password is very long, so...
You're not good with big words, apparently.
Well, it's not just words. I mean, my password is huge, and it's got numbers and letters and upper cases and lower cases.
Oh, fuck that.
You just got to remember where all that is.
Yep. Or have it written down somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, I love idiots.
Okay.
Called out last night at 9 o'clock for a smoke smell. It's like,
They called out for a smoke smell.
yep, they're getting charged for it. That's for sure.
Okay, well,
It's like the boiler was running fine. The heat exchanger on it was a little dirty. It's like it probably just burped and blew out a little bit of smoke. What do you want me to do about it?
fix it.
I mean, I didn't get there until about 10:15.
Morning, Scott.
Morning, Tony.
So, have you had your 3 cups of coffee yet this morning, Scott?
Well, 2.
I'll
Any
see.
more than 2, and I'll just be pissing all day.
You're slacking.
Well, I am on my 6th cigarette, so
Oh, there you go.
I'm below average on one, above average on the other.
I'm running about normal. I'm on 4th or 5th cup of coffee and probably the 4th or 5th cigarette.
But now we've switched at least to, during the slow season, the person who's on call has call for a week straight. And now we've switched it where it swaps daily.
No,
now we're coming into the busy season.
Yeah, but that gives you a bit of a break anyway.
Yeah, because let me tell you, being on call for a week at a time sucks.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because you can work 8 hours. I've literally worked 8 hours, got 5 minutes from my house, had to turn around and go the fuck back. And that pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And you get there and it's something so minor, anybody could fix it.
Exactly. Or it's not, spring, summer, fall, into fall. You don't really need your fucking heat. I mean, the hot water, yeah, that's not really an emergency call, though. You can go without hot water for a day or 2.
Just take a cold bath. It won't kill you.
Yeah. During the summer, I usually take cold showers. Because it gets so oppressively fucking hot up here. When it's 90 degrees and 90% humidity, you know what I'm saying. A cold shower actually feels really good.
I can do warm. I can't do cold. It's like I said, the temperature starts getting down below 60 degrees. I start freezing anyway. So.
Yep. Because
Okay.
You get that thin southern blood.
Well, it's kind of weird because I was, like I said before, born and raised in West Virginia, and it gets blue ball cold up there. And even as a kid, dude, I just could not handle cold weather.
No, blue ball cold is when it's negative 30 out.
Mm. I don't believe I've ever seen it get negative 30, but I have seen it get well below zero a few times. Get out there.
I've seen negative 30. I've seen more.
And the wind starts blowing and makes it even worse. Good Lord.
I think about minus 22 is about as cold as I've ever seen it here. And
I think the lowest I've seen is probably about negative 35, maybe negative 40.
Good Lord.
It was cold enough that they shut down the fucking ski area.
When it's too cold to ski, then you know it's cold. Not me, brother.
Yeah.
I don't want no part of that shit.
I've seen it in the negative 40s for wind chill, but that it doesn't matter. If it's 1 below 0, that's too fucking cold.
Yep.
I happen to agree with you.
It's a balmy 42 here right now.
Well, it's about a balmy 30 here.
I'm fucking freezing my ass off.
It's a cold 66 here.
Screw you.
Fuck you, pussy.
I want it to be back over like 85. Then I'm good.
I would like it to stay 75 year round here. That would be great.
75 with like low humidity. Perfect.
Yeah, and then December 24th, it can drop, snow like a bitch, and then melt off the 26th. World be perfect.
Yeah, 24 to 48 hour period. You don't have to leave your fucking house, right?
Exactly. You do. I don't mind driving in the snow. Hell, that's why I bought this fucking Suburban in the first place. 4-wheel drive. But since I bought it, we ain't had any 4-wheel drive worthy snow.
That's usually how it goes.
I'm not a fan of cold weather at all. Never have been. Which is weird because when I was a kid, I would hate going out in it, but I'd go fishing in the middle of fucking winter, freeze my ass off for hours at a time.
I have never seen a way to get your feet more cold than stand on a frozen fucking pond.
Yep.
Oh, that's why you don't stand on the pond. That's why you got the little shack.
We were poor. If we wanted to ice fish, we went out there with the freaking axe or hatchet and fishing pole.
Oh, so well, we didn't have ponds. Everything was moving water in West Virginia, so it would freeze on top, but it would be very, very thin ice, depending on where you was at, and it'd have to be the more calm parts of the river that would freeze. The rest of it would just flow naturally. But they would start stocking the trout streams in February, early February. And we would go out there, and on the days that they had, you couldn't fish the day they stopped, but the day after you'd go out there and fish. And we'd go out there the day after they'd stopped and just wade that damn river without any kind of waders or anything like that. We were wearing fucking jeans and shit. Feet get blue fucking cold.
That'll give you blue balls.
Oh, brother. And if you screw up and fall in that water, then you're really screwed. I made that mistake twice.
I just pulled a boneheaded maneuver.
Oh?
Yeah, when I went in, I went to the bathroom. I left my fucking gun laying on the sink.
Well, see, happens to the best of us.
Now I'm out here with it pinched between her fingers like it smelled bad or something.
Did you ask her if she's afraid of it?
She's not, I know.
You know how to hold a gun. Don't be afraid of it. It ain't gonna bite you.
No, we might have got into a quick gunfight. She come out here and point a gun at me. Probably would lose. But...
Well, she would definitely have the advantage. Her gun's already in her hand.
Well, right there's how long it took me to pick up another one.
Well,
I mean, I got one laying. Hell, I got 2 loaded guns laying right here at my right hand.
well, I've got a loaded 12 gauge and a loaded 9mm right beside me. So
I got a 380 loaded and a 22 right here where I can get them. And right behind them is 44 Magnum. Then I got a couple of shotguns hanging up, but I'd have to get out of the chair to get them.
people just just jumping into the chat for the first time hearing us talk like this would think that we're arming up for a zombie apocalypse. No, this is just normal conversation for us because, well, we take self-defense very seriously.
If y'all can't get that caravan stopped before they get here, I'm last line of defense.
Gunsmith girl, how you doing? I've seen her in the last couple of chats.
Get in here.
Do what?
I said, tell her to get in here. We always use counterpoint.
Yeah, well, she's more than welcome. In fact, Gunsmith girl, if you would like to jump in, I will actually post you the link. There you go. Get in here, say hello to us. The only one that bites is Tony.
I only bite if they want me to.
I ain't gonna justify that with a reply.
I should have added the only person he really bites is his wife, and she knocks the shit out of him for it. Where's G-Webs at? I figured he'd be in here.
Probably sleeping.
Yeah, probably. Is he still in Arizona, or did he leave again?
I have no idea where he is.
I don't know. We was trying to get him to run down the border and do some filming down there so other people could see what it actually really looks like.
Well, I figured Matt would have already done that.
Wrong border.
Ah. Because I know he's not far from where the border is down there in Texas.
Oh, no, he's right on the border.
Yeah.
I had a thought on that. We was talking about them semi-auto 22 pistols. I can't remember what the hell I was going to say now. It's trouble with being old. Here's one thought about them. Why in the hell can't you buy one that holds more than 10 rounds of ammo in a magazine?
You can.
Not a real one.
Oh, well.
Browning, freaking Ruger, Smith & Wesson, all of those plinker guns hold 10.
Probably because they're limited by being single stacks.
Yeah, but they don't have to be. I mean, how wide would the magazine have to be a double stack 22?
Well, I've seen double
3/4
stack
of an inch.
22s. Who is it? Chiappa makes a couple. They're the clones of like the 1911s, the clones of the M9 Berettas. I'm pretty sure those are double stacks.
I don't know. I have to look. My son-in-law's got one. He's not a clone of a Beretta. It's a real Beretta with a 22 conversion.
Yeah, we've got one of those Beretta 22s that look like the 92s.
Yeah.
He's got a 92 that he puts the stuff in to make it a 22.
Yeah, CZ makes that kit.
Had I been smart, he wanted to trade me for my Super Blackhawk. And I didn't realize what 22 conversion he had. Or I'd have offered him a couple $100 boot.
Not your Blackhawk, though.
Yeah, I got rid of the Blackhawk. I don't need two of them. I actually traded my Blackhawk for this freaking Browning BL-22 I got.
Yep.
Which was a good trade on my part because that thing's about $650. By far the most expensive 22 I've ever owned.
Look at some of the CZ rifles.
Have you ever owned one of those Smith & Wesson 22s?
That new Ruger clone thing, or Buckmark clone.
Yeah.
The Victory. There it is. No, I haven't, but I considered it.
Yeah, I've considered those.
I'm a little bit concerned about buying a gun that early on in its production life, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know what the friggin' Buckmark is because I had one 20 years ago. I know what the Ruger marks are because I've had my hands on a number of them, and I hated them. I hated that grip, but then they come out with that 2245 that kind of mimics the 1911 grip, which makes that thing a great gun. For me, that is. Still a real motherfucker to take apart and put back together.
That's why I haven't got a 22 pistol yet. I'm looking for one that's easy.
The Smith is easy, the new Ruger's easy, and the Buckmark's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've looked at the Victory because it's stainless steel, too.
Fine, Ape, I thought you went to bed.
You can get the Buckmark in stainless also, and the Buckmark is a freaking awesome gun.
Those ones are hard to find, though. Because my local shop had one used, but it was the blued. And the stainless are hard to find in the Buckmarks.
In my hand at this moment, I happen to have a Ruger Mark II 2245.
Wow.
I got one bitch about this gun. And that's when they made the front sights for it. It's got a notch or kind of a beak cut into the side that faces you. And it will snag on any soft holster. You can't get it out of the fucking holster with the shit. That's why I don't hunt with it.
Yeah, we got one of those 2245s at work. Those are nice little guns.
Yeah, they're a little too tactical for me. With that rail on top and shit.
Mine don't have that. It's too old. It was before tactical came into being.
That's the single most overused words in the gun industry right there is tactical. Everything's got to be tactical.
Mm-hmm. No, you can thank
I got
Vickers.
news for you. I can take a 40-year-old Mossberg pump and make it a tactical shotgun.
Thing is that sells shit to young guys.
Yeah. The Call of Duty generation.
Yep. Well, you can thank Larry Vickers and Jaeger and a few other guys for really starting that craze.
You want to know the straw that broke Camel's back? I got a flyer in the email from somebody, and I can't remember if it was Sportsman's Guide or Natchez or Midway that was selling tactical socks.
Good Lord.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
These socks will make you silent as a ninja.
No, but they were woven with aluminum in them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an old ski trick.
I don't remember the reasoning why, because for one, that sort of shit just instantly pisses me off, and I don't really go any further.
It's supposed to reflect the heat back at you.
Yeah, that was it. It was the same concept as a space blanket.
Yeah, they've had those socks for freaking 20 years or more. I had those for skiing.
They're tactical now, worth a lot of money. I hope you kept them.
No, I didn't. Because I haven't skied in probably 10 years.
I bet you could have had vintage tactical socks. It might have been worth a lot of money.
Hey, would that make Full Metal Jacket 9mm tactical bullets?
All bullets are tactical bullets. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, well, Full Metal Jacket is what the military uses.
Not anymore.
So it has to be tactical.
Hey Russ, what's happening, buddy?
Oh, Nothing much. Too damn early for this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by the big bore Russ Carr.
Not anymore. The military's going to freaking hollow points.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't hear. Where did you hear that?
Read it on, I think, The Truth About Guns.
Huh. Well, that's going to piss NATO
actually,
off.
We didn't actually ever sign on to that no hollow point ban. That part of the Geneva Convention. We never signed that. Because all along, the Special Forces guys have been using hollow points.
Yeah.
Well, hollow points are a smart idea if you want to limit collateral damage.
Exactly. And they're a lot more effective on an individual target and don't go through them like Full Metal Jacket.
I still remember watching an old Army video from, God, the 40s, maybe even earlier than that, where they shot Grand with M2 AP round. And that fucker went through a 16-inch diameter oak tree and bucket of water that was behind him.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's badass, and that's a light 30-06 load. That ain't a real man load.
Yeah, that's not one of the machine gun rounds.
I'm going to hide behind a tree. Smile, motherfucker.
Better pick a big fucking tree.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Harrell actually has a video out they put out over the summer. Talking about hiding behind trees to keep you from getting shot. And he was putting rounds through these trees like crazy. And I was like, well, trees might not be your best idea.
I'll tell you, I used to fuck around here in the garage shooting 22, and I found out that it'll shoot directly through a 2x4 and the drawer behind it. 22 LR, man, just right through a fucking 2x4.
See, that's how you pre-drill your holes right there.
Yeah, we used to cut down small trees with 22s for kids. Just have something to do.
Oh, shit. Watch it, guys. The throat puncher's here. We got to be on our P's and Q's now.
My buddy take down moderately large trees, slugs.
Well, I ain't never had anything against a tree, so I don't shoot them.
I try to avoid shooting them myself.
Now, what's really impressive is if you go to, I forget if it was on Forgotten Weapons or if it was in range, but Ian and Carl tested World War II explosive ammo.
Yeah, that's
the Germans used 8mm explosive rounds against the Russians, and the Russians had an even more powerful 54R round. And those results were fucking impressive.
Oh, I can imagine. Good morning, Gunpowder. How are you? Other than cold. We know you're freezing your ass off up there. You give it about another month and she's going to regret that move.
What?
What? I said give it another month and you're going to regret that move to Michigan.
Oh, man, no. I'm on this keto diet, so all my clothes are going to be, like, loose. So I just get to layer up and look like a marshmallow man. It's going to be awesome.
We want pictures of that, by the way.
I'm pretty sure Tardot will do it.
How close are you to any of the Great Lakes?
Right now we're about 30 minutes from Lake Erie, and where we're moving, we're kind of going to be in the middle of all of them.
You're fucked.
I'm totally screwed. I mean, I thought it was bad here, but no. Apparently, when you get in the middle of them, you get all the snow from all that crap. I was like, well, 50-foot snowman, here I come. It's better be ready.
You get the lesson in what they call lake effect snow.
Yep.
And it's fun. It really is.
That's what I've been told. It's so much fun.
I can't envision a single person in the world wanting to move to Buffalo, New York, because them poor bastards get the worst of the lake effect snow. And when it snows, 6 inches at another place, it snows 6 feet in Buffalo.
And to them, it's just like, just another day.
I'm going because there's 12 acres and a really nice house. So I'm not going to complain because I got 12 acres to shoot on.
Well,
But for real, I'm hibernating.
I would suggest you buy yourself a ladder, because somebody's going to get on top of the roof and shovel the damn roof off before it collapses.
Oh, you didn't hear? There's plenty of other people in this house that can do that. This girl don't get on roofs. I'm already accident prone. I ain't trying to kill myself.
And yet you carry a gun. See, that worries me.
I'm not Night Strike, okay? I have not been harmed by using my own 1911.
Yet.
Don't make me throat punch you, honey. I'm making bacon. I'm in a good mood right now.
Well, I hope you make enough for all of us.
You know what? Y'all come on over. I'll make breakfast for everybody.
Well, there's us 4, and then there's 12 viewers, so that's a lot of bacon.
Listen, I got many packages.
So, breakfast is on gunpowder.
No, that's make rakes.
Hey, Patriot, how are you, sir?
Only problem with all
viewers.
only problem with that invitation is it's got to drive in the colder direction. I ain't doing that shit.
My question is what are you making with the bacon?
Fried eggs.
Yeah, okay, what about the biscuits?
That's not keto friendly.
I don't give a damn. I ain't on your diet.
Listen, you get what I cook. I ain't cooking nothing that ain't keto.
I bet Tardot's been going out to eat a lot lately, hasn't he?
No, he actually said that he's going to do this diet with me.
Lord, you done got him whooped.
Listen, it's just because I can cook really good food. And he has to sleep with me, so he knows where his bread's buttered. I could stab him in the throat when he sleeps, so he's just looking out for his own safety. That's pretty much it.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, Georgia Trucker said he don't like his bacon crispy, so you got to make sure his is kind of soft.
Well, all right.
Let me cover this for you. That's too fucking bad.
I almost feel bad for Tardot, except he knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, exactly.
You what?
I almost feel bad for Tardot, except he knows what he was getting into.
Yeah, he knew what he was getting into 13 years before he asked me to marry him, so it's his own fault.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a question, though.
I have an answer.
On that keto diet, does that mean you can't have, like, gravy and biscuits?
I can't have biscuits, but I can have gravy. I can have all the bacon I want, all the steaks, sausage, all of that. I just can't have pasta, breads, sugars.
Fuck that. I got to have my bread.
That's been the hardest part of this, because I love bread. Well, hi, honey. You want some breakfast? Okay.
If you haven't tried that Pepperidge Farm butter bread yet, oh god,
Ew,
that
isn't that
stuff
good?
was awesome.
Yeah.
Is she
So,
awake?
so if Gunpowder refuses to make the biscuits, we got to find somebody to make some biscuits. Where the hell's
Swing,
Midnight?
swing through Hardee's on your way, man. They got biscuits.
Hey, is she coming up? Oh, okay.
Where the hell is Midnight Range when we need him?
Probably sleeping or cooking. You know
Nah,
Waffle House is
it's
open all day.
it's too early to have the fry truck going.
Yeah, I was about to say he's slaving over a fryer later.
Good morning, baby. Did you sleep good? Good.
How come you never ask us how we slept?
Because
Oh,
you don't
I'm
care.
sorry, honeys. Did y'all sleep good last night?
No, actually, I slept like shit.
I
Thanks
did
for asking.
too. I've been up since 1 o'clock.
And you're just cooking now?
Yeah, I didn't want to wake everybody. That'd mean I'd have to share the food that I make.
Well, now you got to share it anyway.
I know. I was hoping I could cook and eat it before they'd wake up, and no, they smell bacon and they're like, "Oh, Mama's cooking."
And now we got 14 viewers, so we went up a few.
See, and Black Cat says having me on, he loses subscribers. Whatever.
It's okay, you know.
So
It
apparently
is
all you
all
gotta do to
good.
get more viewers is mention bacon.
Yeah, I mean everybody likes bacon.
Oh, I ain't never gonna turn away from bacon.
So unless they're a vegan.
Or Muslim.
Uh,
Yeah, I saw a story that there were a couple New York City cops that had a pet pig that was going around with them. I'm sure that's going to make the Muslims in New York City feel real safe.
Go get your cup, sweetie.
I don't know.
Riley, help Sissy find her cup while I fix y'all breakfast.
I've been thinking on buying some pork fat lube for my guns.
Just when you reload, use the pork
Why?
fat as lube.
Why would you buy it? Just fry a pan of bacon and just save the grease, man. It'll
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We can do that.
Then every time you shoot one out of the gun, you get hungry.
Yeah.
I should have bought some of that freaking ammo they made a few years ago that the rounds were actually impregnated with bacon fat.
That's not your bottle.
I don't know. That seems a little too on the mark for me.
Your bottle. What kind of cup?
But I could see filling lube grooves with bacon grease.
Or just buy the hollow points and let some liquid bacon fat in there and then let it chill.
Yeah, there you go. That's a thought.
Ballistic bacon tip.
Not only am I going to kill your body, but I'm going to make sure your soul never ascends to heaven.
And as my gun gets hot, it smells like bacon. Once the barrel heats up, they're self-lubricating because that shit'll just liquefy.
Yeah, that's a
lubing
thought.
your barrel with bacon.
That's a thought.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't get behind that idea because there's got to be a downside that just ain't been thought of yet.
Yeah, you starve yourself to death shooting your gun. That's the
You make yourself
downside.
hungry as you're shooting.
Damn it. I want a bacon sandwich.
Bacon's one that you can eat cold, so you could fry up about 5 pounds, take with you to the range.
Yep. It's one of those weird meats that it's pretty good when you eat it cold too.
Mhm.
If it's crisp. Now, if it's soft and soggy, it's just fucking raw meat when it's cold.
Well, anybody that eats it soft and raw is just wrong.
Now, I have discovered that they are now making bacon jerky,
Oh yeah, that's been a thing for a while.
and I've never tried that. I'm not even sure what it would be like, so I'm interested.
Bacon flavored leather.
Mm. I figure I'm gonna make a purchase of that one of these days just to find out what some bacon jerky actually tastes like.
I'll tell you, I can remember years ago, Aldi's used to sell canned bacon.
Ooh,
Oh, no shit, it was good.
really?
Yeah, it was just raw bacon in cans instead of packages.
Longer shelf life.
Oh, hell yes, that was the whole idea.
Tread
Better than that.
the donuts were my breakfast this morning. I had one, and it was good.
Yeah, I had a couple apple cider donuts this morning.
Don't worry, guys. We get to Gunpowder's place. I'll make biscuits. I'm able to cook.
There you go. There you go. So, Gunpowder makes the bacon. Tony's making the biscuits. Who's making the gravy?
You're not making it in here at all.
Tread's asking if I brought enough donuts for everybody. Nope, I just had one. It was good.
I don't like donuts anyway. Can't get a good donut within 50 miles where I'm at.
I don't know. I miss Krispy Kreme.
That's what I'm saying. You can't get a good donut within 50 miles where I'm at, and I'm not going to have FedEx ship me donuts.
Oh well. There ain't nothing like a fresh
Don't, but apple
donut
cider
right
gummies
out of the
are
oven, though, man.
Oh, those are deadly.
Oven your ass, they fry them.
Just need a little deep fryer.
I really need to look into that. I should be able to make donuts, but I can make anything else I want to.
Well,
I
you
used to
got.
make my own deep fried chicken parm.
Do you have a turkey fryer?
No.
I was about to say if you had one, you could probably use one of them to make donuts.
Not aiming to make them on a commercial scale. I'm a diabetic, so I can't really indulge like that.
No, I can.
Oh, I could too if I wanted to pay more money for insulin, but I don't.
Oh, Lord.
The first bottle of insulin my insurance picks up, but if I go to a second one, just because I like donuts, I'm going to have to pay for it. And that shit's expensive.
Yeah, well, I'd like to find a nice place around here that made some fresh donuts. Every donut you buy around here, they're not fresh. They've been delivered at some point in time during the day.
I'll go find the donut shop that's delivering them. Somebody's making them damn things fresh.
Yeah, they're just hard to find around here.
We have
See if
Casey's.
Voodoo Donut ships.
We have.
I've heard those are amazing.
We have these little Casey's general stores around here, and they all make donuts, but they're not. I don't care for them. Their glazing has got a taste that I don't care for in it. I don't know what it is, but I just don't care for them.
Well, I just got to work. I got to hop out.
Okay, buddy, you have a good day and don't work too hard.
Oh, I try not to. See y'all later.
Yep, you take care, buddy.
You never hear of anybody that's heading into work saying they're going to work themselves to fucking point of exhaustion. What they're going to do.
No, you don't, but I have many times.
I'll tell you, one of the last few days I worked at the elevator, I came into work and I'd get off my day job at 4 o'clock and I'd go to work at the elevator at 5 and work from 5 until midnight or 1 or 2. But I came in and they plugged up one of the legs, which is what takes the grain from the pit the trucks dump into up to the top of all the storage containers, bins, and they had plugged one. And there was about 4 foot deep of corn down in the bottom of the leg. And the guy that was working it said, you need to clean that up before you can run. And I said, well, okay, you got to do what you got to do. And he left. And the guy who managed the elevator come in here and he said, what are you doing? How'd you plug that? I said, I didn't. It was plugged when I came in. They said, I need to clean it out. He said, get out of there. He got on the phone. He called the guy and made him come back and clean it. He said, you don't leave your mess for somebody else to clean up here. Thank God, because that was going to suck.
Well, you got out of that one, didn't you?
Mostly, yeah. I was down in there scooping corn for 10 or 15 minutes, but not very long. I had to clean up a bean transfer belt upstairs that I plugged. And that was a nasty son of a bitch, but I'm allergic to the mold on soybeans, so it makes me friggin' sick as a dog if I don't wear a mask. You get up in that kind of shit, the mask plugs up in about a minute. I learned not to push that system at all.
That would be a pain in the ass, I'm sure.
Well, you're up in there in a probably 4 foot square tunnel with a conveyor belt running in it that's just packed with fucking soybeans.
I've never been one to enjoy soybeans. I've eaten them, but they're nasty.
But I don't like them either. I've had people try to roast them and fuck it. It's still soybean.
And there's a lot of beans I'll eat, but that ain't one of them. I love pinto beans.
I believe I like every other kind of bean out there that I've ever tried.
I can eat lima beans from time to time. I love pintos. Ain't much better than a pinto beans and cornbread.
Like Navy is better than pintos, but my favorite's butter beans.
I've eaten them too.
My wife don't like them, so I rarely have them here.
I went on for years and years. I refused to eat beans, and it was mainly because I remember as a kid when the mines would go on strike. That's what we ate, and it would be beans every single day. And I just got to the point that I would just refuse to eat damn bean. And up until about 4 years ago, I wouldn't touch a bean. I mean, it wasn't that I didn't like them. It's just that, you know. And now I can't get enough of the damn things. I'll eat them like they're going out of style.
Well, when I was a kid, my stepdad worked for the trucking firm that does all the hauling for Martha White products. And they would carry beans, packaged dry beans to various outlets. And if any boxes of them got damaged, they wouldn't accept them. So they either would throw them in the garbage and write them off at shortage, or they would give them to the stepdad. He'd bring them home. There was probably one winter that things were pretty tight, and we ate beans for probably 6 weeks every fucking day. And it was just beans. There was no freaking ham to put in them or anything. Beans boiled.
Yep.
And I didn't eat beans for a long time after that. Really, until I started cooking them myself and figuring out how I wanted them, you know.
Well, it's amazing how things change over time with people. You know, like I said, I went for, I guess, 15, 20 years. I wouldn't touch a damn bean. Didn't want nothing to do with a bean. Any kind of bean. Green bean, black bean, brown bean, pinto bean. If it was a bean, I wasn't eating it. And now I really don't mind anymore. I love to have a pot of pinto beans, cornbread, slice up some onions in it. Good stuff.
I discovered that I like cooking with Joel bacon instead of bacon, or ham's fine too. But ham's so goddamn expensive nowadays. You can't hardly buy one just to, cut apart for sandwiches and beans.
You take care, Gary. Have a good day, buddy.
What the hell? He's still here?
No, he just got to work. Apparently it's raining, so he had to fish out a jacket.
Rain this time of year sucks.
Yeah. Especially if you're out in the woods hunting.
I know what they're calling for freaking highs in the low to mid 30s and rain this weekend, and that's my first deer season.
I never mind going hunting after a rain. You know, if it rains the day before, hey, that's great. Man, when you wake up in the morning, you're getting ready to go hunting, and it's raining that morning, that sucks. Because you know it's going to be a long, miserable day.
Yeah, I've hunted in the rain a lot. And the older I get and the colder it gets outside, the less I want to be wet.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, when I was younger, I would fish in the rain and hunt in the rain and do all that shit, and it didn't bother me. It'd be a downpour. As long as it wasn't thundering and lightning, I'd be fishing. Didn't care. But with that being said, the first time I seen lightning flicker or the sound of thunder, my ass was out of there. You don't want no part of it.
My actual squirrel rifle I bought just so it could go out in the rain. I specifically hunted up a stainless steel tube-fed synthetic stock rifle to hunt with. It wasn't so much rain I was thinking of, but back in the days of coon hunting, I dumped my ass off in the river more than once.
You know, that's something I have never done was coon hunting. Which is weird considering where I was born and raised.
If you're a hound person who likes to hear hounds work, coon hunting is the greatest thing ever.
Bow, bow, bow. I had a buddy that used to do it, and he would look for dogs that would chase a cat, and those would be the ones he trained. He said because any dog that won't chase a cat will not chase a coon. Now I don't know how true that is, but
it depends. Some of these champion dogs they'll ignore anything but a coon or a possum. But for the most part, he's right. If it'll chase a cat, it'll chase a coon.
no, like I said, that was his philosophy behind it. If a dog won't chase a cat, it won't chase a coon. And I don't want nothing to do with it.
If it ever catches the coon, that may be the last time it chases one.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember one time I was deer hunting and I was sitting behind this felled tree, a huge oak tree that just pulled up the roots and all. And I was sitting in this little indentation it left in the ground there, and deer walked around the back side of it, and it was a little doe and couldn't shoot it. But right on that doe's heels was a huge ass coon. And it come around and it stopped and just looked at me. And this was the biggest damn raccoon I'd ever seen. I guess that son of a bitch probably went 20 pounds or more. And I looked at it and it looked at me and I was like, you come any closer and you about to have a really bad day.
I can tell you, we've got coons that weigh 40 to 50 pounds. Them fuckers get a lot bigger than people realize.
Well, that's the biggest one I'd ever seen. I didn't realize they actually got that big. I mean, up to that point, the biggest one I ever seen probably weighed 10 pounds.
I seen a coon jump out of a tree into a group of 4 dogs and whip all 4 of them fucking dogs and run off.
Well, I'd say that was one very brave coon.
Nope, just pissed off.
I wouldn't want one to get a hold of me, that's for sure.
He neither.
Tony, I think it was Travis P11 chat. You asked about the 450 Bushmaster bolt breaking, like
Yes.
the 25-45 sharps. Can you elaborate on the 5th sharps bolt breaking?
Not very much. I just hear that that's an issue with the 25-45 sharps. That's why they never really took off, because of the bolt breaking issue. And I have not ever had any experience with them, but I like the 25-45 round. I thought it was one of the better rounds ballistically for the AR platform. But
it's a relatively new round, isn't it?
it's probably been going for 4 or 5 years now. But it isn't going to last because nobody's getting behind it. I don't even know if that bolt breaking issue is true, to be honest. I mean, I've heard it from a number of sources, but I've never experienced it firsthand. So
it might just be internet crap.
right, exactly.
Fake news, as they call it.
To explain why that particular round didn't take off, because it should.
Well, 25 caliber would be what, a 6mm?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
6.5, I think. 6 point something. 6mm, 24 caliber. 243, 6mm.
Well, it seems like it'd be a decent round, or a decent enough round.
Well, in all the testing I seen on it and articles I'd read, the ballistics were really good. I mean, it was a friggin' hammer, considering it really wasn't all that much bigger than the 22. But they were also pushing it to velocities the same as they were getting out of 223, 3,200 feet per second. So the pressures really had to be quite a bit higher than on the standard AR round.
Well, that makes me wonder what size were the projectiles? What, 90 grain?
I can't remember.
Because if you got a 90, 100, 110 grain bullet going at 3,000 feet per second, that's fucking moving on, brother.
Well, the terminal ballistics of the damn thing were very good. If the data was all right. You can't tell about a lot of this shit anymore. But if the data I saw was right, the 25 was going to be one of the better calibers for the AR platform. It was going to be perfectly acceptable for deer and any medium-sized game.
Well, shoot, something like that, it'd probably be good enough for mule deer. And that's stepping up a bit from a normal whitetail. But then again, I've heard people say that 6.5 Creedmoor is a damn good elk gun. So,
well, that 25-45 would have been pretty close to being similar to that anyway. I mean, they're roughly the same size bullet, similar velocities.
So, I don't know.
If I was going to go for a mid-range hammer like that, I would go to 270 Winchester.
Hey, Outlaw, we are doing a top 10 tonight on all-time albums. Well, dude, I don't need a top 10 for that. I can tell you what the number one album is right now. That's very simple.
Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction.
Absolutely. Exactly. That is the greatest single album ever produced. Every song on that whole album was fucking awesome. There was not a bad song there. And any one of them could have hit the Billboard charts and went to number one. They just wouldn't play them on the radio because of the profanity.
That would be the Desert Island album. If I was on Desert Island, I could just have one. I would want that one.
Yep. No. Fuck no, not Thriller. Appetite for Destruction is then, like Tony said, it would be the Deserted Island album. I could listen to that and never get tired of it. Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places, that might be on the list, but it wouldn't be number one.
Kiss Alive should be on the list too.
But as far as greatest, number one, Appetite, all day long, every day.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, you had. Let's see. First song on the album, if I'm not mistaken, was "Welcome to the Jungle." Great song. And then you had what was the fucking name of that song?
Which one?
It's So Easy was the second one. You had Mr. Brownstone, which was a great song. My Michelle, which was another great song. You had Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City. Night Train, which was a fucking awesome song. So yeah, man, that's just an album full of great, great music.
Yeah, I don't ever hit the fast forward or the next track button on my CD player when that one's on. Not ever.
And if you was to ask me, and this would be the hard thing for me, if somebody was to ask which song on that album was the best, that would be so hard for me to answer because they were all fucking great songs. The song "My Way," I love that song. Just another one of those Guns N' Roses classics. And again, it never hit the radio because of the content. So, yeah, it's just.
I don't know, man. I think the best song on that album is Paradise City.
Paradise City is a great song.
That's looking at it kind of as a guitar player.
I don't know. I think the greatest guitar riff in the world was Slash opening up with "Sweet Child of Mine."
Shit, that ain't even a guitar riff. That's a fucking practice thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I seen a documentary about that, and he said it wasn't meant to be on the album. That was just what I used to warm up. And Axl heard it and said, "Hey, that's cool. Let's use it." So,
well, it's certainly identifiable.
And I think if on a top 10 like that, another one would have to be the Metallica Black Album.
That was actually a fucking phenomenal album in itself.
Yeah, it was. And again, most of the songs on there was just damn good songs. If you was to ask me what was Metallica's premier album, it would be the Black Album.
That's why I say what I say about the first Kiss live album, Kiss Alive. There wasn't really that many particularly great songs on it. There's good ones, but Kiss was never known for great songs anyway. But it was what a fucking live show was supposed to sound like.
And I'm one of these people that never liked live music on albums. And for me, it's just not got the same. They always add something or take something away when they do the live albums. And I was like, no, dude, I just like the radio versions of these songs better, or the CD versions, unedited, coming out just the way they were recorded.
Well, I'll tell you, when it comes to Kiss Alive, every song on that album was better than they were on the original album. Every one. But their first three albums are pretty shitty.
Well, like you said, Kiss was never known for putting out, super music. They were a shock rock band, and that was what got them over. And just
live is what made them.
And the thing about it is, you cannot say that they're not one of the most successful bands of all time, because they are. And they went out, they did something that had never been seen before in the way that they had done it. I mean, Alice Cooper was wearing makeup before they were, but they just took it to that next level.
Yeah, they admit to lifting that idea from Alice Cooper, except for just one guy doing it, all four of them would do it.
Yeah. And they actually had to get Alice Cooper's okay to do that before they did it. because he could have basically sued them for copyright infringements. So,
But I would imagine that that's probably one or two, number one or number two top selling live album ever.
it's a grand possibility.
Frampton Comes Alive is another one that was pretty good, but there was only, just a couple of songs on it that were really outstanding.
I don't think Kiss has retired how many times and I've always come back. I don't think these guys are ever going to give it. They're going to be like the Rolling Stones. They're just going to be here forever. I think if Mick Jagger decided he wanted to do it, they'd go back on tour like tomorrow.
Well, Kiss put it out there that it didn't have to be them. The members of the band don't matter one goddamn bit as long as, there's four guys up there that look like that. And I'm like, nah, that ain't the way I think. But
Yeah, but Gene Simmons is a very intelligent person. As long as he still keeps the copyrights for the music and, the name of the band, he don't give a fuck who's singing. He's still getting money for it. I mean, if you look around, you will find Kiss's name on just about anything you want to look for. Hell, they've got Kiss caskets out there and coffins.
fuck that Kiss football team.
Many years ago, they actually had a wrestler dressed up as the Kiss Demon. So Gene Simmons has got his hands in just about anything and everything that's going to make that band money.
Yep. He got no problem with taking some bucks.
No, he does not. I mean, think about it, dude. They've had their own toy line. They've had, I guess they've been on cereal boxes and everything else. So anything he can use to make some money, he's right on there. He's on top of it.
See, that kind of shit I was never into. I like the album, but as far as all that merchandising bullshit, fuck that. I don't even know that I owned a Kiss t-shirt.
And they made one or two movies, didn't they?
They made one, if you want to call it a movie. My kids loved that fucking thing, but it was
horrible acting.
It was awful.
And Gene Simmons has tried his hand in acting many times.
He was actually pretty good in that movie he made with Tom Selleck.
Runaway?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Where he used the gun with a heat-seeking or the DNA-seeking bullets or whatever it was.
Yep. Had them robot spider thingies.
Yeah. Most people don't even know the movie we're talking about, so that just shows we're old, Tony.
Yeah, I most likely only ever watched it because Simmons was in it, and I was a fan of the band.
I watched it mainly because I was a science fiction guy, and I liked Tom Selleck at the time, and I still like Tom Selleck. So,
I like Selleck. Selleck's done a lot of stuff that is good, and occasionally great, like Quigley.
Oh God, yes, that's one of my favorite movies. That would definitely be on one of my top 50 all-time movie list. I don't know exactly where, but it would be on there.
He did the two miniseries too, maybe more than that. But Shadow Riders,
yeah,
and
Sackets,
yeah. And
he played great in both of them.
I don't know why they didn't just keep him all the Sackets. I mean, it would have played better that way.
And I've always thought that him and Sam Elliott worked so well together. They just played off of each other perfectly.
Yep.
In my opinion, Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott are two of the most underrated actors in Hollywood.
I've actually seen several of his Jesse Stone flicks, and they were good.
Yeah, they were pretty good. I've watched. I think I've watched them all, and you know, those were good movies. I love that 1911 he's carrying in those.
What else he got? He did Crossfire Trail, which was all right.
Yep, that's a good movie.
Last Stand at Saber River, which was gun porn.
Pretty much. Ain't that the one where he hauls up, where he's held up in the bar with that 45-90 lever gun?
No. No, this is where he comes out of the Civil War and takes his wife back to and kids
Okay,
back
yeah.
to Arizona. And she's made him a gorgeously engraved coal. I believe it's coal. And she uses sharps or double barrel shotgun to kill people with.
I'm trying to remember the name of the. Which one was it that I'm thinking about? Mr. Baseball. That was okay. I'm trying to remember.
Selleck and Elliott both made great cowboys.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that Conacher. Remember that one?
Yeah, and for Selleck, shit, god damn it, I just had it too. Monty Walsh.
Yep, that was a good one. And that was a pure cowboy movie right there, Monty Walsh. There wasn't a whole lot of gunfire in it. There wasn't a whole lot of gunfighting. It was just cowboys doing cowboy things. It was a slow paced, not a whole lot of action, but it was a good movie.
It was a real statement on corporate farming too.
Yep. I love the scene close to the end of that movie where he jumps over the car with the horse.
Yep. The lady that was sitting in her car gave me a wish of, or gave him a look of, I wish I was on that horse with you.
Yep. But yeah, Monty Walsh is. I guess if he was to pick out the epic scene in that movie, it'd be where he finally jumped on that big black horse's back and rode it.
Hell of a ride, son.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, Tom Selleck is a very underrated actor who Hollywood has overlooked, and I think they've overlooked him simply because of his political views.
That's entirely possible.
I mean, the man's pro-gun to the core. He's Republican, And in the 80s, he had everything that you would want in a Hollywood actor. He had the looks. He had, the style. It was all right there, but,
He was more than 5 foot tall.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's a legitimate 6'3", 6'4".
I don't know, man. I never really sized him up that much. I just know he's fairly tall.
So,
like these other Hollywood leading guys that are out there being heroes in their movies, it's 5'2".
but yeah, he was a good actor. Is still a good actor. He's just, you know, if I ain't mistaken,
Now,
he owns an avocado farm somewhere.
I don't know. Now he's on TV hawking reverse mortgages,
Really?
and
Huh.
I think he still does Blue Bloods.
I've never watched that show.
I really haven't paid attention to it either. My wife used to watch it, and I would see parts of it, but I've never actually sit down to watch the damn thing.
It's just hard for me to picture, you know, Tom Selleck in Chicago or New York or wherever that's supposed to take place. You know, it's just being a cop in one of those places. That's just, for me, that's just a stretch.
Well, you know, he basically came onto the forefront being a private eye in Hawaii.
Yeah, well, back then Hawaii wasn't like the Hawaii is today, but New York and Chicago's always been New York and Chicago.
I got a refill. I'll be right back.
Yep, I'll be right here. I'm going to post a link out on the Gun Channel side and YouTube side one more time if anybody wants to jump in here for a little while. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be running this thing this morning. But if anybody would like to jump in, the links are there. You're more than welcome. Like I said earlier, we don't bite. Well, Tony bites. Nobody else does.
Don't lie to the people. That's rude.
Well, the only person you bite is Tardot.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, where is he, by the way?
He's at work.
Oh, now he should know better than that. How many times do I have to explain this to you people? When my show is on, you do not work. Everything stops when my show is on.
Yeah, we'll try to tell his boss that. We'll let you know how that goes.
Well, you tell his boss that. You tell him I said so. This is the most important show on YouTube right here. You know, everything needs to stop while I'm doing my show. See, even the kids agree with me.
As she's giving me like the most confused look ever.
Yeah, because she's wondering why the world ain't stopped and listening to my show. Yeah, smart kid. So how was the bacon?
It was delicious.
Uh-huh. Well, we're still waiting on ours.
Yeah.
Well,
friggin' tease.
As soon as you get here.
I have to go all the way to Michigan to get fucking bacon.
It's not my fault.
I got 6 pounds of bacon in the refrigerator, and I'm just too lazy to get up and go cook it.
That's just what your fault is, the fact that you went to Michigan instead of coming to South Carolina.
But we literally have no family in South Carolina.
What do you call me?
Friends that turn to family.
Oh. See,
but the grandparents of our children are in Michigan.
You could have came to South Carolina. Targot could have got a job at PSA just like I did.
And then I'd never get a paycheck. I know how this story goes. Hey,
Okay.
they had a really great sale. I couldn't pass it up. Quit looking at the damn sales. But it was a really great sale. I had to buy it. Where's the paycheck? It's gone.
Okay, how about this? We can get Tara out of job at Daniel Defense, and you can come to work for Palmetto.
Again, we would never get a paycheck. I'm just as bad about spending on gun stuff as he is. Don't think I'm any better. Hey, they had this really awesome rifle for $400. I couldn't pass it up. And then he looks at me and he's like, "Do we have the bills covered?" Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey.
What? You rude child. I fixed you bacon and eggs and toast with butter and jelly, and you gonna me?
Yeah.
Well, you. I ain't getting you no more juice today.
Juice.
Yeah, you should have thought about that before you got all sassy. Put it back. Put it back. Now go in there.
But Hatfield does make a point. It would have been better to move to warm area and have the grandparents follow you because they're going to head there at some point anyway, usually.
Yeah.
Nope, the other grandparents are still in Texas. They didn't follow shit.
Right. Well, these might go down there. So maybe you should have went to Texas.
Hell no. It's too hot. Hey, go. I'm going to get a
We'll
pop-up.
have the same damn discussion about January.
Yeah, seriously. when you're asshole deep in snow.
I'm okay with that because asshole deep in snow means I don't have to go outside.
Yeah, you do, because somebody's got to shovel that walkway.
And the people that got to go to work who have the vehicles, sorry about your bad luck, but that's y'all's chore, not mine. I ain't driving nowhere.
Precisely why I brought a fucking Suburban. Nature put that shit there. She could take it away.
See?
But realize you'll have to scoop a path to the school unless you want the kids home all day.
Listen, my kids aren't even old enough to get in school, and I'm not paying for daycare. So we are all day until next year. Next year. Yeah. Bubba will go to school next year. I'm stuck with you for another 3 years.
I can tell you from personal experience that it is great to have all kids out of the house, at least for a few hours.
That gives you time to reflect on all the mistakes you've made in your life.
And that just means that I got to get up and get them ready.
Now, my youngest didn't get out of the house until she was 32, but she's gone now.
Well, until her and her husband gets into an argument, and then she come back.
That's not a big problem either because he's out of the country.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I told him straight up, no refunds, no returns.
Once you buy it, it's yours, huh?
And if you two opt to split up, she's going to get everything because I'm going to kill you.
See, that's why you win the best dad award right there.
See, at that point, it's self-preservation because he's just scared to death she's going to come back home.
Bring them damn grandkids with her. We ain't having that.
He's saving his own sanity. I'm going to kill you, make it look like an accident, so she gets double the life insurance.
Damn, I didn't see him walking in his yard. I wouldn't run over him.
He was just standing in that hole, and I didn't see him. All was poked out was top of his head, and I smacked him. Ran right over top of his head.
That's where tractors come into play. Tractors come into play.
Take care, Tread. Well, folks, we're starting to lose people here. Everybody's going to work.
Well, that's kind of the nature of having a job.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
Some of us are already at work.
yeah. Well, see, at least you're at work and you're listening to the show. These people go to work and they don't even bother to listen. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, I'd like to have something better to do.
Yeah, exactly. You need to explain to your bosses that when the Outlaw Hatfield show's on, you have to listen to it. It's mandatory. And that includes your bosses.
That might not be such a good idea.
Well, I think it's a great idea. What's the worst thing that can happen?
They no longer be your boss because you're fired.
And
In Outlaw's opinion, that just frees up all the time that you get to watch his shows.
yes, exactly. You have to look at the upside of these things.
I see the other downside more so. It's hard to buy guns and bullets without money.
Okay, well, that's a point.
But it could happen that the boss ends up becoming a fan and now he's got a new subscriber.
Have you actually listened to Hatfield talk?
Yeah, I couldn't have said that with a straight face anyway.
And fuck you both.
You know that shit was funny.
Yeah. I'm just laughing on the inside.
Well, at least one side's laughing.
Yeah,
Well,
people are hilarious.
the only other person to pick on in here and gang up on is Russ. I don't think he's listening anyway, just occasionally.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Russ don't ever listen. He's just here.
I don't hardly believe it. I ain't heard that lane warning yet.
Oh, hold on. I'll get it for you. I got my cursing on. That's the problem. It doesn't do it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Gosh. Said it though. Yeah, well, sorry. Can't help it.
You can hear the sound of loud crashing as he runs over somebody.
I just went across 3 lanes. Didn't make noise.
What was that? It was a Pinto.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
Okay, now we know.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's Pretty Girl. I see her right there.
Come
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, young lady.
You say good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Tony.
You got your hands full.
Yeah. That one's definitely going to be homeschooled. Just so I can keep an eye on her.
And it's not to keep her safe. It's to keep everybody else safe from her.
Pretty much. And everybody else safe from me, because somebody start messing with my daughter, I'm going to have to chop off a part. Or make them disappear.
Yes, well, I see how this is going to go.
She's not allowed to date until she's 40.
That'll change because you'll want rid of her by the time she's about 16. But
Wishful thinking on her part, right, Tony?
When the teenage years happen, her daddy gets her. That's how this is going, because I know how teenage daughters are with their mamas. Teenage years, mamas don't know shit. Mamas can't do shit. Mamas are just absolutely dumb. So, no, her daddy gets her through those years.
I had 4 of those damn things.
And see, Tony's still sane.
You remember me discussing how much I freaking worked earlier?
Yeah.
There was a reason for that.
You got to keep your ass out of the house.
There you go.
I wasn't born yesterday. I got you figured out. I'm going to have to break down today and clean some guns.
Hell, I can tell you for at least 3 years, I had 4 teenagers living here, daughters.
No, thank you.
And exactly what did keep you from pulling your hair out?
Staying gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, I just bullshit. My kids were really good for the most part.
Hi.
Just shake your head and go, oh God.
Hideout does that already, and he just looks at him. He's like, that's your mama's side right there showing."
Yeah. Huh?
Damn, you ran completely off the road, man.
Look at that. Hey, Russ, you get 500 points if you hit the yellow one.
There's a couple of yellow ones.
Yeah, he gets 500 points per. So. Just make sure you don't hit one with lights on the top of it. That would be bad.
Boss called me Friday and said, "Can you work Monday?" I said, "Well, I don't work Monday." He goes, "I know. I'm asking you, can you work Monday?" I said, "Yeah, but I'll be 2 hours late." And why is that? I said, "Well, because I got to fuel my truck in Tucson, and they don't open until 6." He said, "Well, why don't you just fuel it on Friday in Phoenix?" I said, "Well, because I don't work on Mondays." He just shut up for a second and said, "Okay." I ain't coming until 6.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm about to shut this thing down. It has been fun. It has been a good morning. I thank you all for coming in and listening and hanging around for the last, 2.5 hours, 2 hours, something like that. You guys got anything to plug, Tony?
Hell no. I'll just say good day, everybody.
How about you, Gunpowder?
I really can't think right now. I've got 2 kids with hands in my face. Don't forget to check out Gun Gals on Sundays. And thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. You're always more than welcome. Russ, how about you?
Check out Daily Gun Show, gun channels, all that fun stuff. That's it.
Oh, yeah. And as for me, guys, I will see you at 11 o'clock tonight for my show. Remember, Matt's got his Guns and Geeks podcast tonight. And like Russ said, the Daily Gun Show will be there at midnight tonight. We will see you all later.